I had a client reach out and ask, when is the best time to sell my house? Luckily, I got a lead from Facebook with a couple of different recommendations where they mentioned my name, saying that I was a great real estate agent in the Orillia area. The person reached out, thankfully, and asked, I'd like to sell my house. I bought it almost 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, but things aren't working out. I'd like to sell it. Should we sell it now in January or should we wait till March? And that was a really, really great question from a qualified seller that I don't take lightly. And so for me, I like to go and do a lot of research into these things to make the perfect decision to help guide my clients in their decisions. So that is a really great question. When should you buy? When should you sell? So right now I'm going to go talk to you about two different things in this video. When's the perfect time to list and some strategies behind that. But also the second part of the video is I have a buyer client right now looking to buy, and I'm going to tie that into this listing here as well. My name is Mike Connor. My phone number is 705-309-7898. I'll put it up at the top of the entire video. If at any time you want to give me a call to get an opinion, to list, to sell, to buy, or even to rent, give me a call. I work out of the Royal LePage Quest office in Orillia. I deal with all of Simcoe County. I would be happy to talk to you about your needs. So let's get into it. I've got a few really cool behind the scenes stats here that you can look at and make your own mind up with when's the best time to sell. Right now, we're end of January, and this particular home in Severn Township sold just today. Congratulations to the seller and congratulations to the buyer because both got pretty much what they were looking for. So you can see the original listing price on this home was $749,000. They listed it on January 12th, so we're talking like 18 days later. This house has sold. Now it did sell for less. Traditionally speaking, we know that in the Orillia area, the houses usually sell for about 3% less than they were listed for, especially over the last 14 months, maybe 15 months or so. So if we do the math here correctly, that actually works out to 2.5% less than the listed price. So it's right in line with what we're talking about here. But this is a prime example of somebody jumping the market, getting into the market before March, getting into the market, selling their home before a rush of homes join them in competition to sell their place. So let me go into this right here. This is all of the active listings in Orillia right now. We could look at the different property types in this chart here, things like that. So I'm going to zoom in so you can see it a little bit better on your screens. So currently there are 90 active listings in Orillia itself. We can also look at different townships like Severn, Oromodonti, Ramara, things like that. But you can see the different price ranges, right? So the most popular price range right now is going to be that 600,000 to 699,000, with 21 different homes for sale in that price range. Right underneath it, 500 to 599,000, 19 homes are available right now. So if you are looking to price your home in that range, this is your direct competition. It's good to take a look to see how long they've been on the market. What is better about those houses compared to yours? Maybe it's location, maybe it's amenities around it, maybe it's the things inside, right? Is it hardwood compared to laminate? Is it a granite countertop compared to a laminate countertop? Do they have more washrooms, more bedrooms? Is it aesthetically pleasing a little better than yours? And then that way we know how to price yours compared to these. Because for most people, the goal of listing their home is to sell their home. So if we list it over top of these prices after we've done all of this research, market research, neighborhood research, school research, then we know we're probably not going to win. We're probably not going to get any offers. So we want to price it strategically. Right now, there are only 90, what was it again? 90 4 listings in Orillia, right? So this says 21 just because I have this one highlighted here, but that's pretty impressive. the person that reached out to me, their property is going to be in the 1 to 1.5 million dollar range, and you can see right now there are about 9 houses for sale in that price range. So when we think about that, what could happen in March? More competition could come, more for the buyer to look at, and it might be strategically good to get that on the market now compared to 2 months from now to kind of jump that market a little bit. So you can take a look here. There's different listings out there for sure, ranging in a ton of different price ranges. So for me, I'd be happy to list it in March, but understand that there's going to be more homes for sale in that time. So you need to be even more strategic with the way you price your home, and understand that there's going to be more competition. So for me, I would list it as soon as humanly possible. My current listing person is now in the midst of fixing up their home, making sure it's staged correctly, cleaning every aspect of that house because they want to get it on the market as soon as humanly possible. So I'm on board with that. Now we can also take a look at different areas. We can go to Oro Medonte here and see how many listings are in Oro Medonte. Um, Give me a second here. So now I have Oro Medonte open here. This current community has 73 active listings, and in that 600 you can see there's only three. But down below here, a lot of them are a little bit more expensive because you have more property, potentially lakefront type properties here. But you can see the 1.25 to 1.499 million. There's 13, and that's the most homes for sale in Oro Medonte in that price range. Let's go look at a couple more over here, okay? Give me a second here. Let's go to Severn next. So in Severn, there are 78 active listings, and you can see that 799 is the price range here. So I actually live in Severn, the neighborhood I live in. I have a gentleman two doors up that's going to be listing his home for sale. It's right around that 850 to $900,000 range. I can tell you this: the neighborhood I live in has no homes for sale in that price range, and a house sold 2 streets over with multiple offers in the late fall for that exact dollar amount, $850,000, right? So he would be joining 6 other homes in that price range. And for him, would it be a strategy to maybe list it under and hope to get more offers? That could be a plan. That's exactly what happened 2 streets over in the fall, right? So that's going to be Simcoe County. Let's look at Ramara here. So you can see right now there's 59 active listings in Ramara, and they're very evenly priced here in terms of the groupings of how many homes in each one are available. But it looks like the top two is the 500 to 599 and the 700,000 to 799. So if you're looking to get possibly a deal, things like that, Ramara could be a great place to live. Excellent community. I've dealt personally with their township before. Really easy to deal with for sure. For now, I'm going to get back to Orillia on this grid over here, and we're talking about when's the perfect time to list your home, right? So right now, there's not a lot of direct competition, especially for my seller who wants to sell in that 1 million to 1.5 million dollar range. Not going to disclose the price just yet because we're still working on that. But that's probably the best time. If we come back to this grid a month or 2 months from now, that number most likely will change and climb just a little bit higher, which means more competition. All right. I was really interested in property type up here. So if we go detached here, you can now see how many detached homes are available in Orillia at each price range. Remember, this was much higher. I think it was 16 before. Now we're at 10. We can take a look at semi-detached homes. There's one semi-detached home right here, attached row townhouse. And I'll dive into part two of the video here. My buyer reached out to me looking for information on a particular property on Isabella Drive here in Orillia. They're looking for an income suite, something that can provide some income on top of, you know, having to pay the mortgage. They would like that income suite that also help them pay the mortgage. So that was let me go back to it here. That was an attached row house townhouse that we looked at. And it was for $609,000. They didn't love the house, so we're going to continue our search. I came home immediately, found 6 other properties in Orillia, emailed it to them, and the one client mentioned I like 2 out of those 6, so we're going to take a look at those 2 places next. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm getting a lot of buyers reach out right now looking for inventory out there, and right now inventory is lower than it will be in a couple of months from now. So that is a really good indication that there are people trying to buy properties right now. So if you're sitting on the sidelines thinking, I'm not going to put it on the market for another couple of months, you could be missing out on potential buyers right now. So here we are. We're looking at condo apartments. Aurelia has about 5 different condo type buildings. If you think of like apartment style buildings. And then they have some other types of condo like buildings in town here. These are all of the listings. There's 10 of them. The top 2 price ranges 300 to 399. That's a great deal. And then 600 to 699. There's 3 of them available too. Let's look at a couple more here. There's not too many more here. Condo townhouses, like I mentioned, right? So one of each. Oh, a little variety there. Isn't that nice? Then we have a couple where there's nothing in them at all. And then there's a link home here with one available, and there's this price range 500 to 599. So this is a really great tool that I have to my disposal to kind of research the market. I can also come into this tool and find out trends. How did the market perform over the last year? 5 years, 10 years, all the way back to see each month how they perform compared to the month before. So when I recommend listing right now, I'm recommending it on data that I've analyzed from this website that shows me homes for list and homes that sold in the month of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, right? So, and then more after that. So, I think this is a really interesting tool that's at my disposal over here. Whenever you call me, we're going to go over a needs assessment, right? What do you need to happen with the sale of your home? Why are you selling? What is it that you want to get out of this sale? Potentially you bought and now the market's gone down, so you bought and the price of your home is now worth a little bit less than when you bought it. But what I'm seeing is the average house owner in this town of Orillia is above 4 years, right? And so, 4 years ago was the COVID time and era where prices were boosted. If you had a bought before that, you've definitely made money on your home. I'll give you an example. That house that we looked at with my buyer, I know because I have the tools that shows me what they bought the house for. They've already built $100,000 worth of equity on that home, and they've been renting it out the entire time since. Right, so those are things that we're going to look at whenever we buy your home. These are the things we're going to look at when we list your home. Again, my name is Mike Connor. I'm with Royal LePage Quest. My phone number has been up top the entire time, 705-309-7898. Please reach out. I am a real estate agent that actually answers his phone and texts. I pride myself on communication. If you are looking for somebody that actually communicates back and forth, give me a call. Also, my email's up top, mikeconnor@royallepage.ca. I look forward to chatting with you soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.